Welcome to the independent voice of the Haywoods. Well, yes, the independent voice of the Haywoods. For those of you who thought I had disappeared and I'd gone away, well, I haven't. And for those of you who think that you're off the hook, well, you're not. I'm still going to be fighting for the rights of individuals, for the freedoms that we enjoy, and for better services for the Haywoods right the way across the board. We'll be going into that, and please look at all the other videos as we're going along. So let's get an update on the Haywoods Parish Council. Well, they're still not registered the England's Parliamentary Party. Don't know why, and that's Paul Gilbert. He's the chairman of the England's Parliamentary Party, which is very much like a very far right organisation, a bit like the BNP, hang 'em, flog 'em, bring back Major and everything's going to be alright. It's very simplistic populist views, but at the end of the day there's a lot of nasty overtones to that we don't like. There's still the Save the Haywoods Group. That's all the people who were elected, if you remember that fantastic piece of literature that they sent round, and the word is fantastic. They've still not registered their membership of the Save the Haywoods Group. They refuse to. They think they're above the law. They think they're above the rules of the game. They've been written to by Alistair Welch, who's from the legal department of the Borough Council, and he's still not done it. But let's move on. They're still actively blocking the affordable housing scheme, doing whatever they can to sort of sabotage that. Have they been looking in the press these days? There's a massive crisis. The young people of the Haywoods need their affordable housing. They need to be able to get on the housing ladder. The Parish Council can do something to help that, and they're blocking it. So you've got to think, do you want your young people to stay in the village? Well, we need to help them to do that by fighting the Parish Council on this one and making sure that those things come here. They're still restricting freedom of speech. If you're a county councillor or a borough councillor and you come to the meeting, not that they probably do much anymore, then you're not allowed to speak until you're spoken to. I'm not allowed to speak at public questions for more than 30 seconds. Well, that's what it feels like. For more than 3 minutes, and then more than and only one question a month. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? But there you go, and they're still sticking to that. Now, the other thing as well, Paul Gilbert still hasn't accounted for the cash. He was given a lot of money when he was raising all that information, raising the money for the poll. We've got no accountability. We've no idea what he's spent that on. Still no police presence, despite the promise from Paul Gilbert that he was going to sort something out with the police to provide an alternative venue. I haven't seen anything. I don't know whether you have. If you have, get in contact. Then they still decided not to put a grant to the twinning team. God knows why they haven't done that. Well, we know why, because Paul Gilbert doesn't believe in Europe. I don't know whether he thinks it doesn't exist, because just to let you know, if he gets a map out, and looks a map of England, it's that great big lump on the other side of the channel. If he doesn't believe in it, it does actually exist. And quite amazingly, for somebody who doesn't believe in Europe, my understanding is, somebody told me the other day that part of his business empire that he sort of set up before was importing cars cheaper from Europe than people could buy them over here. So he made quite a bit of money, I would imagine, out of the European model. But I'm sure he doesn't want to mention that. Okay, what's the next one? Still no grit bins. I mean, it's November now. They've been in position in the Haywoods Parish Council now for so long, and they still haven't sorted all these things out. Enough is enough, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and they haven't done anything. But the most important thing, the most critical thing, is that they're actively trying to drop the Save the Haywoods brand. They're saying, oh no, we're not Save the Haywoods anymore. Well, I'm sorry guys, yes you are. And you are until you're unelected to Save the Haywoods. You vote as a block, you talk as a block, you think as a block, you do everything as a block. You were elected as a block. Right, your leaflet came round as a block, and until you're unelected as a block, you are all Save the Haywoods. Yeah, that's it. End of story. Until I start seeing you guys doing the right thing, discussing things in the chamber properly and not stifling debate, I'm going to be all over you guys like a rash on a regular basis, right? So don't think I've gone away, and for all of those of you who thought that I had, I hope this is a very clear indication that I haven't gone away. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, it's Rolf Pearce, independent voice of the Haywoods.